are requested to rename themselves to their department numbers.
All the best, Millie and Economics Department. Unmute and speak.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Felby.
I have a second hour class, so I thought just for the initial program I'll be there.
Thank you.
Good, yeah, 219 people have already joined.
Department mostly. And out little bit of city, other city participants will also be there.
They will keep coming, no? So
Yeah, they keep coming, and there will be a floating population.
And good for using Zoom.
Yeah. That's why before February 12th, we need to finish it.
Good morning, sisters. Sister Susan and Sister Rosie have joined.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sister Rosie and Sister Susan.
All the best, Millie, for the entire program.
Thank you, Sister. I need it.
And all the department members and students.
Department, Chamber of Economics.
I have put out a message now. I'm expecting her to join.
Good morning, everyone. Shalini here. You're on mute, ma'am.
Welcome, Ms. Shalini.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys can hear me and see me clearly.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank
Yes,
you so
yes.
much for having me here today.
Our pleasure, ma'am. A gentle reminder to everybody, we request everyone to kindly mute your audios and switch off your videos at all times. Thank you so much. On behalf of the Department of Economics and Chamber of Economics of Stella Maris College, I welcome you all to our first ever virtual
I want to
event
know why you did stuff.
2020-21. Before we begin with the program, let us bow our heads to the Lord through a prayer sung by Harsha and Samuel.
Oh Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the words thy hand hath made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe display. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. O Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the words thy hand hath made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe display. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art.
I now invite Sister Susan, Secretary of Stella Maris College, to enlighten the occasion with her prayer and bless everyone. Let her words spread positivity and help in the smooth functioning of the program.
Lord, we thank you for this online meeting of the Chamber of Economics Ecocentric 21, a venture of the Department of Economics. This chamber has helped our students to develop their skills in a more comprehensive way. Students have also been able to bring out a periodical Ankur, in which they have been able to express their views and analytical thoughts. Today, Lord, we ask you in a very special way to bless their new venture, Ankur Blog, which is going to take the department news far and wide to our retired faculty, alumni, and the wider public. We pray that everything may go well and God's blessings be upon each and every one. We pray very specially for our chief guest, Shalini Santhosh Kumar, founder Early Foods. Lord, accompany her and all her activities bless her with all the blessings that she needs to do her mission to the best of her ability. Once again, we ask you to bless the faculty and the students of the Department of Economics. May everything go well today, and this may be a very enriching experience for one and all who are participating in this program. We ask all this in your own precious name. Amen.
Thank you, sister. With everyone joining in for the inauguration, I now call upon Dr. Millie Nihila, Head Department of Economics, to welcome the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. Respected Sister Rosie Joseph, Principal, Sister Susan, Secretary, Ms. Shalini Santhosh Kumar, Chief Guest of the Day, Vice Principals, my dear colleagues, students from various city colleges, and my dear students. Today, on behalf of the Department of Economics, I welcome you all for Ecocentric 21 Annual
Ma'am, you're on mute.
Sorry. Economics department is always vibrant, organizing various activities to enrich the students. Ecocentric is one of the major activities of the department. It is an intercollegiate feast which invites students of various city colleges to showcase and develop their talents and interests with respect to economics. As we are in the time of pandemic, we have organized the program virtually. At this juncture, I would like to acknowledge the Chamber of Economics, which is the student wing of the Department of Economics, who with the faculty members organize and motivate students to participate in various co-curricular activities and kindle creativity among students. I am happy to welcome Ms. Shalini Santhosh Kumar again, who has graciously accepted to inaugurate Ecocentric 21 and address the students. Welcome, ma'am. Today is a very auspicious day for us, for we will be inaugurating the Ecocentric Department blog. It will be a platform for the budding economists to interact intellectually, build up their knowledge in economics, and applying it to the real world. As we inaugurate the blog, the Ankur will also be released virtually. I'm grateful to Dr. Sister Rosie Joseph, Principal, who have courteously accepted to inaugurate the blog, and for Sister Secretary for blessing the occasion with a presence and prayer. Welcome, sisters. I once again welcome each one of who are present virtually and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now let us go back in history to the time when the Chamber of Economics started and get a glimpse of what it stands for and why it started. I invite Kavya, Secretary of Chamber of Economics, to share with us about the Chamber of Economics and its Ecocentric, and also about the Ankur, the department's magazine.
Thank you, Sudipta. Good morning to one and all present here. It is often said, individually, we are all a drop, but together, we are an ocean. The Department of Economics was one of the first departments established in the college, which grew into an ocean from the culmination of ideas, wishes, and experiences. Today, we are proud to say that the Department of Economics has had a successful journey from bud to flower. Some of the successes of the department is without doubt a product of strong efforts, the dedication and the skilled leadership of the faculty, the innovativeness of the students, and last but not least, the inventiveness of the notable alumni who today have distinguished themselves in various fields as civil servants, economists, industrialists, principals, artists, journalists, and authors, for which the department stands out as one of the most eminent in the college. Going back in time, I would like to bring to light some of the initiatives of the students of the department with the guidance of the faculty that gives us all a proud heritage to strive to continue to do the good work. One of the earliest initiatives is our annual periodical Ankur. The department journal Ankur has been published every year since its inception in 1978 to 79. Ankur was created with the aim of providing a platform to present perspectives, share knowledge, and ignite the spark within the students to think on various subjects, including real world scenarios in the field of economics. In fact, I can say that it helps shape students to think like economists. The department also proudly organizes an annual department intercollegiate festival known as Ecocentric. Every year, the department hosts economic students from colleges across the city who actively participate in this fest. The interaction with other economic student communities and student involvement in activities gain traction. To keep the flame burning, the Chamber of Economics was formed in 2016 with a main motto to increase student participation in various activities and kindle creativity among students. They have been successful in this venture. We thank the faculty for the support and guidance in the formation and continued running of the Chamber. Initiatives over the year congregated to pave the way for the department to become the first department in college to launch a blog in 2013. It is a matter of pride to note that our department sensed quite early the growing power of social media and the crucial role they play in influencing generations. The blog was launched with the objective of enabling the economic ideas of students to reach, inspire, and interact with a much larger audience. Though active, the blog was not used in its full swing. However, with the onset of the pandemic, it gave room for us to revamp and revive the blog, as physically publishing the journal and distributing it was out of the question. Ankur will now be accessible to everyone through the blog, which which would provide a platform for our budding economists, past and present, to express the thoughts and the events and happenings that make up the world around. In doing so, we bring readers and writers of all ages, wisdoms, perspectives together, and therefore cultivate a more holistic learning and enable broadening the horizons of Ankur for years to come. We also hope that this would inspire other girls and women accessing our blog to consider pursuing a career path in the field of economics. In addition to providing a platform to publish articles, we look to showcase the department's activities, journeys, and successes and connect with our alumni. It also gives us immense pleasure to know that we are learning to inculcate the values of a responsible global citizen by being environmentally conscious. Today, we celebrate two wonderful initiatives along with the inauguration of the Ecocentric 21, the launch of our blog, which we hope will benefit everyone in many ways for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavya. With great pleasure, I invite our principal, Dr. Sister Rosie Joseph, to inaugurate the Ankur blog.
I have great pleasure in launching the blog for the economics department. The Department of Economics, the faculty members, students, and all those who have worked to revive this blog.
We encourage everyone to check out the link put up on the chat box.
Thank you, Sister Principal. I now request Leah, President of Chamber of Economics, to share a few words about our chief guest for the day, Ms. Shalini Santhosh Kumar, founder of Early Roots.
Immense pride and pleasure in introducing our chief guest, Shalini Santhosh, and would like to thank her for her consent to be our chief guest. Well, to brief about Ms. Shalini Santhosh, she is a social entrepreneur based in Dubai. She's the founder and director of Early Foods Private Limited, a venture that aims to provide safe, organic, traditional Indian foods for babies. This Shalini started her entrepreneurship journey in 2015 with her company Early Foods in Pune. Her company is one of the early to enter the space of organic foods, with specialty keeping it vegan, gluten-free, and without any artificial supplements. What it is today, Early Foods dispatches over thousands of orders and has fed over 4 lakh babies in India and over 25 countries in the world. She, along with her company, has been featured in the Times of India. Her story, along with recognition to the government of India for the company, should be an inspiration to all of us. Her products are available in all e-commerce platforms and as well as market. She has a mission to make kids eat well. Along with her food company, she blogs about millet food recipes and updates to improve healthy eating habits in children. Yes, so the child nutrition social media community. Prior to Early Food, Ms. Shalini Kumar has over 8 years of corporate experience in sales and marketing consulting, data analytics, e-commerce analytics. She has she has Ms. over sales and consulting.
Hi, Leah. Actually, you're not very clearly audible.
We're sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
No problem. I just wanted to know if, when you've spoken so that I can start or something.
Yes, ma'am.
Some technique will let you know, ma'am.
Okay.
She has a 6-year-old.
Sorry for the interruption, ma'am. She has a 6-year-old son who's her biggest inspiration to get better in all aspects every day. On weekends, she loves to trek with her family, innovate recipes, and read and learn about yoga and Ayurveda. Let us be inspired by her spirit and look at everything we do with a sense of innovation and out-of-box vision. Tomorrow's world belongs to someone who dares to dream different. On this note, I would like to invite our chief guest to share her inspiring experience with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Sister Rosie Joseph, Dr. Sister Millie Nihila, and Sister Susan for your prayers and actually having me here to address on this very nice occasion. I truly wish that the blog, Ecocentric blog, reaches a lot of success, and all of you students of economics can actually share. We never had this in our college days, but it's a really wonderful platform to share all your ideas and discuss and put in your thought behind whatever you write and discuss. So before I start, I just wanted to check if I can start sharing the screen. And also, in case there's any network issue, please feel free to stop, and I can always restart in case I'm not audible because of any technical or network issues. So don't hesitate to stop me. Can I share the screen now?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I've just put together a few photos, as you know, these are special memories for us, and through photos, it just gets, since we're not, it's like an electronic way of doing this for the first time for me to just to captivate everyone to understand how early foods has grown. I've put in together a few photos that I want to share with all of you. So I'm just quickly sharing my screen. Okay. So, at your age, all of you are like about 19, 21, just 19 to 21, just about graduating. At this age, we are at crossroads, and some of the biggest questions that you'll have day in and day out is, what do I choose? Which job should I pursue? Should I work? Should I study further? And so many questions and a lot of confusions and a lot of fear, right? And it was the same for me too. I didn't just land up at Early Foods. I had my own journey, and that's what I wanted to share, that how did I find this path. So just after graduating from NIT Trichy, I had a degree in metallurgy, but I got into a company called ZS Associates, which was all about sales and marketing, consulting, analytics, and a lot of interaction with clients and a lot of Excel and coding and stuff, which had nothing to do with metallurgy, but I still chose it because it was one of the esteemed companies that came on campus. It was just that. And soon after that, I had another, got married, moved to another company, which was also related to e-commerce analytics. So all my first, 7 years was related to analytics and, a lot of data crunching and stuff. And soon after that, I think the biggest life-changing moment for me was the birth of my son. And at that time, in the maternity leave, the first 8 years, you're so busy with work that you really don't have time to think and really assess what exactly are you doing in life. Are you happy? Are you doing really? Are you pursuing your passion? And these are the questions that you never ask, because you lack time and you're constantly going into office, coming out, deliverables and client meetings. So many things to do. And this was the first time, I think, in 8 years that my son was born, and I was actually having nothing to do during maternity leave. And I was just surrounding myself with a few self-help books. And, that is when it hit me that, I have to think really whether I am actually working on something that's giving me true satisfaction and true content. And I put a question in front of me, which was, if I continue this journey in consulting and analytics, and say after 30 years, I become a partner in the firm, and of course the pay is say 10x, 20x, and I, do I still feel like continuing this journey? Will I still be happy at that time after 20 or 30 years? And the answer was clearly no. And once this was new, I communicated this very strong intent that I no longer want to continue with the consulting career path, and I wanted to try out something new. And I had a couple of ideas. I never thought of building a food company or something. The first idea that came across was um, having because I was good at art, I thought I could make a few art paintings and sell them, and be with my family, with my son, and also not having to go to office. I could pursue my passion. I tried it for a couple of months, 1 or 2 months, but somehow it didn't interest me so much, and I had to drop that idea. Uh, the second time, the second thing was that I thought of would, there was a lot of car share model ideas going on that time, back in 2012. Um, 12, 13. So I was inspired. I was reading a lot about these entrepreneurs, and I definitely wanted to do something. So we were, a few of my friends from the consulting career, we were all together and we were discussing these ideas. And again, somehow it didn't work out because I felt, we were not moving with the same speed, and there was kind of a hesitation of bringing in my ideas. There was a lack of freedom that I felt, I sensed. So, an important point here is that every time I tried something new, it was very important that I introspected a lot about, is it really something that I want to pursue? I think that becomes very important to introspect. And you guys are all graduating now, and it's not at all wrong to try different careers or try different ideas for the startup. You may try for 6 months, doesn't work out. It's always good, but do remember to always introspect. And and then, so once these two ideas didn't work out, I didn't want to go back to my, consulting career. And then my son reached a point when he was starting solids, first meal of his, after 6 months. So, and that is when I realized there's nothing in the market that actually has food that is organic, without sugar, without preservatives and additives and stuff. And since I was truly passionate about health and nutrition, I was like, why is there something nothing healthy in the market? Why is it so tough to bring in a healthy food for children? Aren't you supposed to start eating healthy right from day one? That's like a foundation for children. And a lot of moms, who we were all, had a group of moms on WhatsApp talking daily, that all of us are working, there's no time, and how do we feed our kids healthy food, and nothing in the market. And that's when it kind of hit me that there is really, really something that we need to do in this society to bring back our traditional Indian foods, which are millets. Because I was born and brought up in Bangalore, being a South Indian, my mother and grandmother were very traditional in terms of the recipes that they would making for my son. So I was aware of all these ingredients, traditional ingredients, and they were very nutritious. So that's when it clicked that, this is something that is not just a great business idea because nothing existed in the market, but it was also something that the society was in dire, need. Our children needed to come back to eating traditional food, healthy food that are without sugar and without any additives. So that's how I landed, at Early Foods, began this journey of Early Foods. So that's how I found my path. And the key takeaway from this part of the journey of finding the path was, I want to leave you with a takeaway is, if you don't love it, leave it. If you can't leave it, then start loving it, but don't live with it. I think this age of you guys are going to um, experiment with a lot of jobs, a lot of career paths, meet a lot of friends, hear about a lot of career paths or jobs or colleges that you want to study further. So don't hesitate to try and don't live with a decision. Yeah, you can always change, because we all have one life, and we always need to, end up not repenting about it. So this is, the first part of how I found my path. And then let's quickly talk about how did, early foods reach here. It's been 5 years since we started early foods. I'll show you few quick pictures. This was the room. We started early foods in a small, 10 by 10 bedroom apartment in our own bungalow in Pune. It was a small 100 square feet area in which was the floor mill. We made porridge mixes for the kids. We had one, I think this was one of our first machine, and then, now we have at Pune, we have a close to 4,500 square feet factory coming from a small bedroom. You can imagine we've grown to a full scale fledged factory. And then we started off with about 2 or 3 orders in a day, one website, and we had a little marketing which was just done on WhatsApp, which was getting popular those days, and Facebook groups. And we do now close to over 1,000 orders in a day, and sometimes even more. We started with just 2 employees, out of which even one of them was part-time. She used to come just in the morning and go back in the afternoon. And now we have over 25 employees. We also, in this journey, bagged 2 national awards. Yeah, and this was one from the Ministry of Skill and Development, one from the Government of India, and one from the Government of Karnataka for one of the best women-led startups. So you can see these are all our employees. We actually took them back, to Delhi. A lot of them didn't even have never even stepped out of Pune, and for them, their first journey in the flight going all over to Delhi was a big thing. So we were very excited because this was one of our first biggest awards. So we took them there. So, all of this, and this is my husband, and this was a part of the journey. So one thing, I always think about how could we do it? How could we reach till here? And the main part of this journey is that we've achieved all this, but we've never taken a very big loan. We've never had any external funding. Of course, it's good that my husband's picture is here, because we always joke about it. And whenever in the early years we needed money to pay salaries and stuff, I used to borrow from my husband, and he used to joke saying, I will give you, but you have to return back with interest. And so we've done that, but till now we've never had any major loans or something in external funding. And we've from the first year of early foods, we've been till today, we've been very profitable, and we've always reinvested from whatever we've earned from that day, and still being profitable. So all this, I think there was one factor when just for this speech, I was thinking about how could we do this, and I realized there was one culture of that's very important. I'm talking to the Department of Economics here. You will all know this for sure, that I all attribute it to this culture of saving. So saving money, right? So going back in this early years, right, 20 to 30 years, we all get jobs, and then we're excited. We have a high paying job, and we're excited. There's so much of peer pressure around buying things that we may not need, but just for the sake of it. A lot of investments that we cannot maintain. So my mother, I attribute this saving culture actually to my mother here. So I got my first job, which was very high paying, and from then I remember she never allowed me to actually use my debit card or my credit card. So the day on which I would get my salary, She would, the next day she would put 80% of it into a bank, another savings deposit or something. And I would never even know what she's doing. And she would just say, 10,000 enough for your rent, and 5,000 is enough for your food and other expenses, and 5,000 just for additional expenses. So you should manage with that. And I didn't question. I'm very happy I didn't question. I didn't rebel too much. But over the next 6 years or 7 years, the money that was being saved gradually, I didn't even know the purpose of why I was saving this money. But at the same time, all this at the end ended up in buying like a plot, which in Pune, and we also built a big bungalow there, which all this while I never knew that I would end up using this for early foods for the purpose of setting up a factory there. But it was all done without any big loans, and all this from the savings. So, and even today, when I say the biggest reason one is, factories and companies do spend a lot of money on real estate and properties and renting out the factory. But here, since we never had to rent it out, that's also another factor that we're not very stressed about the huge rents that we end up paying for companies. So, and also this whole culture that she's trained me in these 8 years is that even now, whenever I take some decisions related to purchasing a new machine or hiring new employees or outsourcing some marketing related work or budgeting how much should we market versus how much should we spend on other daily related expenses, it always has that mentality to not overspend, to conserve, and to use the right decision so that you always are in a safe place. So this is my mother. She's been like a very pivotal role from day one on Early Foods, and this is one of the awards that we got from Amazon for being one of the top 1,000 sellers, the top 1% sellers on Amazon. Um, yeah, a key takeaway is for you guys in the next 10 years to save money. You'll never know when you can use it to fuel your $1 million business idea, whenever you feel like starting up. And, the third part that I wanted to just cover is the nectar of entrepreneurship. So we all start off with a business idea. We read a lot in the newspaper about, the net worth of the person, the richest person in the world, or the kind of millions of customers that they are reaching, the profitability, and, you guys know more terms. And that's how we evaluate a business. And we kind of get carried into starting a business looking at these metrics. Um, but I wanted to just, I too was like that. Having a career in analytics and strategy, business strategy, I was thinking of Early Foods like that in the beginning of revenue and profitability, etc. But over the period of time, I realized that the true happiness, there are a lot of struggles, like you can see here. Um, it's late, work never ends, and you really have to put your child while working, put him to sleep, and still carry on with your work. There are a lot of struggles, no doubt about that. It's not just the name or the fame and the success that you get. You can see my mom and my son, again, we're working late in the nights to cover the orders sometimes, because suddenly there's a surge of orders, and you'll have to work a little extra. So there is this part of startup where you have a lot of struggles, and you're also working towards these metrics. But I wanted to share that the real joy of entrepreneurship are two people. One are your customers, the people whom you're actually working on for this product or for a service or any business idea that you may launch. It's truly your product, because or your service, because these are the people. um, we do it for these little kids, and I always get a lot of phone calls and a lot of messages every day saying, Shalini, my son was premature born. He was 1 month in the NICU, and it was very critical. We had to take care of him very, very carefully. And I started after 6 months, started feeding your early foods porridges regularly. And after 1 year, now it's been 1 year, and the doctors are surprised that, how is it possible for a premature baby to meet all the milestones of a 1-year-old boy? So these are lovely stories that you get to hear from your customers. There's another customer who used to call me and say that, Shalini, my son has type 1 diabetes. So he's always on insulin and he's not allowed to snack on something, the regular cookies. But since we make millet-based biscuits and have no sugar, we use jaggery and there are no additives. Like, thank you so much, because he can actually have biscuits with his friends without feeling that he's left out, without feeling that, oh, I cannot have biscuits, I'm sorry, I'm diabetic. That sense for a little 3-year-old or 4-year-old to have that sort of maturity of saying no. So you get to hear stories like that. And you also get to hear stories, since we make a lot of porridge mixes. A friend of mine called me and she said, Shalini, my father had met with a very serious accident last month, and he was very critically ill. He couldn't take solids. So I just thought, I will feed your porridge mixes. And he had them for about 15-20 days, and the doctors were surprised that he's had a wonderful, very speedy recovery. And all this it's not about early foods, it's about also the kind of quality and the food, the traditional Indian foods. A lot of it actually goes to that. But since we've got it through early foods as a platform, people are able to access it, and that brings you real joy and real motivation to actually pursue. And you forget all those late nights that we had, late nights and all the struggles. You really forget, and it doesn't come in front of you anymore when you hear such stories of your children growing happily, and moms who are very happy. And the other thing, also the second part of why there's true joy in entrepreneurship is your employees, your people who work. So initially, probably the immaturity when I started was, I wouldn't view my relationship with them as personal. It was more transactional. So you work, I pay. That was the kind of attitude I had. But over the time, I've realized that with the help of we also read Bhagavad Gita, which has given me a lot of learning, it has helped me actually become a better person. So we develop and start seeing them as equals. And when you start seeing them as equals, that's when you understand their joy, the pains that they go through, the growth that they've had, and you start being more interested in their journey through early foods. It's not just about your company, but it's about the wholeness. So I've just put together some photos of our staff here. So this is like Radha. Um, she joined us more than 4 years, one of our oldest employees. Her journey has been that she was in Pune, she was not working. She came in and with very little knowledge of the computers, but look at her, she's able to actually work on the computer. She takes all her Amazon orders, she scans them, she it processes all the e-commerce orders from Flipkart or Firstcry or anything. She's able to so confidently handle it. And uh, apart from this confidence that she has gained, she's also been able to save up the money and buy her own new house in Pune. She started to invest. And this is Rama, who is also a part of early foods from a very long time. He's involved in the bakery, making cookies, and he's saving up for his marriage. He's become a more confident person. And this is Jaya. the last one on the right, she's Jaya, and she's also an extremely outspoken girl, a person I trust. I saw that level of passion. You know, you call these people when once your relationship develops so much, so well, they're here for you 12 o'clock in the night, 6 o'clock in the morning, whenever. Because in the lockdown period, though we experienced 1 or 2 months of shutdown, of complete shutdown, Amazon was shut, we had no source of income except our website, a big portion of our income was shut. But once it all opened, the lockdown opened, and we got access to supply food products, um, then it kind of shot up. We really almost doubled our revenues or doubled our orders. And that was when my staff really came in to work in day and night. You know, I really wish I could show you how, they work. Once they step in early foods at 9 o'clock, they don't even sit for a minute. That's how busy their work is. And all this they do, they have a life back in their home. They have to finish their cooking, they have to finish their jadu and pocha, I mean their cleaning of the house, they have to take care of their child, and they have to take care of the husband and the family, and they still have to come here and work so strenuously. So I give it all to them for our little success at Early Foods. And this is also Kiran, who's also been with Early Foods for a long time. She has been able to support her husband to start up his, food trading, small little food trading shop here. So this is again Jaya. She's, putting out some boxes at Early. And so I'd like to just end that, we will all have different jobs. We will have, some may start up, some may not start up, may continue to work in a company. But overall, I think we should do whatever we do. We should work out of happiness and not for happiness of ourselves. So that will kind of give you true joy, no matter whatever you pursue. It will give you a lot of joy and content in the end. So that's our story. And of course, I would like to take a moment here to thank my family, my in-laws, and my husband and my parents here, who've been a part of this successful journey. Without them, because especially my in-laws and my husband, I think till today, it's been 6 years, and they've never even questioned once that, Shalini, are you sure? Do you really want to pursue and leave your high paying job and continue this? They've never really questioned. They've always fueled my thoughts, my creativity, or my desperation to start something. So I'm thankful to them, and all the best to all of you. I hope you could take little things from my journey and add it out to your journey, and all the best for all of you. Yeah, God bless you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your journey with us. Your path to success, we believe, could help and girls who are passion-driven, motivated, and want to make an impact in society. We are very grateful to have you amidst us. With no further delay, I once again invite Ms. Shalini Santhosh Kumar to inaugurate Ecocentric 2020-21.
Yes, I declare Ecocentric 2021 open.
Thank you so much, ma'am. As we now come to the end of the inaugural, I would like to call upon Harshita, Treasurer of Chamber of Economics, to propose a vote of thanks.
As we conclude the program for the day, I deem it my privilege to propose the vote of thanks. On behalf of the Chamber of Economics and the Department of Economics, Shalini College, I would like to extend my gratitude to our chief guest for the day, Ms. Shalini Santhosh Kumar, for accepting to join us despite time differences between Middle East and India. I thank ma'am for enlightening us about her remarkable journey as a woman entrepreneur. It is said that an opportunity in life only knocks once. Most of the times, opportunity is knocked softly and almost imperceptibly. It takes the most acute and attentive mind to seize that opportunity and make a positive change to the world, as well as to the person himself or herself. Here we have in front of us a fine example. As ma'am mentioned, today's biggest takeaway is to love what we do and love it more when we can't leave it. I sincerely thank Ms. Shalini for taking time off her busy schedule to be here with us to inaugurate Ecocentric 21. I also take this occasion to Susan Mathikar, the Vice Principals, and the Deans of Student Affairs for their constant support. I would also like to thank Dr. Millie Mehla, Head, Department of Economics, and the faculty of Ankur and the Chamber of Economics, along with other teachers from the department for their support. I also extend my gratitude to all the faculty and students from all the other institutions from the city who have joined us today. And finally, I thank all the students of our own college for being a part of this program. I do look forward to another successful Ecocentric ahead. Thank you very much.
I request the faculty and the board members of Chamber of Economics to stay back to take a screenshot with the chief guests. We hope all the students have an amazing day. Good luck to all the participants. Thank you so much.
I think a few more can be on screen. Yes. What about the MCs? The MCs can be on screen as well. Thank you, everybody.
So once again, thank you so much for being with us, ma'am. It was a great pleasure.
Thank you all, and wonderful to see all you. And this is the first time I'm attending such a grand virtual event, and you've all organized it so well. I'm sure they must, spent nights doing all this coordination, but it's wonderfully hosted.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
We have a vibrant students body who helps all their activities, chamber. And of course, the faculty of the department are there. Thanks a lot. It was very inspiring. So when you come this set, please inform us. We'll invite you to the college.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You could see the screen share. I just forgot. Like, you'd see the photos.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is the screenshot done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much. And I'll take your leave now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. All the best. All the best.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, Chamber of